Hey everyone, welcome to You Hate to See It. I'm Adam,
I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
and we're picking up right where we left off last week, and we're going to talk about Jeff and his crazy life.
It's not that crazy except for the one
It's
thing
really
that
crazy. Jeff has assured me that this topic will take the entire episode.
I did not. If you listen back, even though he's going to edit it, I literally said it's going to take 3 minutes, but
I'm going to cut together your voice. Actually, I have AI of all of
Nice.
both of your
Oh no,
voices.
you can talk about the dude who wanted to play with your hair too. You can talk about that.
oh my
guy.
god.
Not that dude.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. We can talk about that one first. That one's super short. So the first time I ever met that guy was like 2 weeks into me working at the company, and I work in an office with. I work as a dispatcher, so everything I do is giving jobs to other people to do. A lot of not dealing with shit. So this
I'm
guy,
familiar with it.
but guys, like they have to come into our office, which has a warehouse attached to it, which has all the supplies for them to do their job. So he came in, and it was my first time meeting him, and he is often around the area where the Fisher Nuts factory is, and he likes to go in there and
Pick up nuts?
get the discounted nuts. And he walked in, and the first thing he said to me was like, "Hey, come try these nuts." And I went, "Nah, I'm good." And then he proceeded to pour nuts into my hands on my lap as I sat at my desk.
Nice guy. Just wanted you to.
So this
Savor
is the
the-
first time me dealing with him. The most recent time I dealt with him, other than like the phone calls I deal with him, which like on the phone completely fine because it's work shit. There was a day, so at our new office, my desk is facing the wall away from our door to enter our office, and it's facing the window. I did not see him come in.
So you're in the most vulnerable position for
It's-
an attack.
Yes, it's the worst spot for me to
Are you
be.
planning a drive-by?
So he came in. I didn't hear him come in, and I usually have headphones in because it's like, Amy will probably listen to this episode, but her and I talk for about 3 minutes a day, and then we fuck off into our own worlds of TikTok and watching whatever the fuck we want. And he walked in, and he came up behind me, and I had like one headphone off to be able to hear if like Amy needed to like tell me something because I have noise. Like I stole Amy's noise canceling headphones.
And she will never see them again.
And he walked up behind
Unless
me.
she goes
It
to
would be
w.gg and use promo code.
It would be wild if she didn't see them as they just sit on my desk. But he walked up behind me, and I didn't know he was there. And all I hear is, "Can I touch your hair, or do you consider that sexual harassment?" And I just slowly turn in my office chair. I look at him.
Because
I
you
go,
asked, it's sexual harassment.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. I was like, "Because you asked, yes, that is sexual harassment." And then he left the room, and I didn't see him the rest of the time. But Amy went to like go do whatever to like get him like some of the supplies you have to like come to Amy to get or whatever. And like she came back, and I was like, I am so overly pissed off right now for like that little like. I don't know why that one thing pissed me off so much, but goddamn am I mad. I looked at her and I was like, I get you're a female and you're probably sexually harassed a lot, but like, nah, this is more.
So because I am borderline autistic, I have the memory that I remember the second half of that. Didn't he go? Isn't it just for women to pull?
yeah. He's like, basically what he asked was, can I touch your hair? Or is that sexual harassment? Or is that just for women to pull? And I went, that's sexual harassment. And he just left.
This comment might have been sexual
That comment
harassment.
was 100% sexual.
Especially because you like asking the first two parts of that.
Also,
I guess
like,
that's
so-
fine.
so for
Bring
people-
is that just for a woman to pull?
For people
now it's
listening
sexual
that aren't
harassment.
like our friends or significant others or whatever, that
Or
haven't,
my significant other doesn't listen to
well,
this.
yes, but that don't do the Patreon thing, which is everyone.
Well, you should though. It's pretty.
So
neat.
you don't see what we look like. I am a 6'4" man, and I am not small in any way. Like,
Man,
for
over here
someone who
pushing
just walked
260 to 280.
for a minute, that's
somewhere
a
in there.
wild range. I mean, you're right, but
I gave you 20 pounds. Last time I talked to you, you were 250, but now I know that you
that's
went
not
up.
a fucking. I haven't been 250 since fucking college.
You're right. I don't talk to you about your weight a whole lot.
Well, yeah, because we have Nick.
Hi.
I don't talk to
fat.
him about his weight a whole lot.
We
either.
shouldn't.
He's like 400.
It hurts. Words hurt.
Numbers are what we're talking about, though.
It still
So,
hurts.
so yeah, that was a whole fucking bullshit thing. So the most recent thing that happened was probably the most wild thing that's happened in my life in like a small window of time, and I don't even know like really how it happened. So I don't take, for people in the Chicago area, so like 355, if I were to hop on it and go to work, it would take me like 15 minutes. But I don't like paying tolls, so I just take the longer route that's not 355. So I take 53.
Toll free? No, it's not.
No.
God,
no.
no. God, no. I think it has the most
Oh,
tolls.
absolutely not. No,
I
that
think,
is.
I think the area I drive through is only one toll, but
So I take
Probably.
Highway 53.
you know my way. Like,
And I'm driving, and there's most of 53 is a lot of like, it's 2-lane down to 1-lane, back to 2-lane.
Jeff and I
like,
pass each other on the way to work
we
sometimes.
do. That is a common occurrence. So
The one time in Jewel.
there- I think I told Shannon about that,
Yeah.
or like something like, it was like 6:45.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is not enough time for me to make it to work.
It
I
is.
am walking into Jewel to grab stuff for like breakfast.
And I'm
lunch.
walking out.
He's walking out, and I'm like, I pull up, I park next to his car, and he goes, "I don't have enough time to talk to you." I was like, "Man, I am 30 minutes late already." So
I'm on the phone with Shannon. He's pulling in, like, I'm walking out, he's pulling in, and I'm like, that looks like Jeff. That is Jeff.
and literally our conversation was him going, "I don't have time." I was like, "I am 30 minutes late already, and I'm walking into the store." So
Wild.
I'm so happy I don't have to be anywhere at any time.
I get yelled at if I'm late.
My boss doesn't yell at me because he's my stepbrother. And we have a good relationship.
I can't make fun of my second shift coworker Adrian, who does occasionally listen to this podcast. I'll tell Adrian to listen to this one. I can't yell at Adrian at work because a lot of the times I'm late to work and my boss is there, and if I yell at her for being late, I will get yelled at for, "Hey, you were late this morning." So I have to keep my mouth shut. But Adrian, this is me yelling at you for being late and not letting me go home.
So what happened was,
So you're like an hour late, and then when Adrian's 10 minutes late, you're like, Adrian!
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. That is
So-
essentially exactly
Okay.
it.
so it was, I was driving to work, and I'm going up where it's in a 2-lane spot, and I'm coming up to a light. It's green, but I know just past this light it merges into 1 lane. And I can see my rearview mirror, this car that's about a quarter mile behind me. This is Highway 53. It is 45 miles max. Like, that is the speed limit. This dude is going like 90 and is flooring like near me. I don't speed up because I don't give a fuck. That's not my problem. And we're coming up to where the merge is, and he somehow ends up right next to me. But he's at the merge, and like, I'm in the left lane. I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck where you're
Yeah, I
at.
was
Like,
it's
that's
not
not
up to you.
Yeah, I was like, that's not my
You're
problem.
the one who has to merge in
So
safely,
he's like, then he pulls slightly past into like the little gravelly, like just off-road area, and like then pulls in behind me, and I'm like, whatever. Yet again, not my problem. We're driving down the like one thing. He's like right on my ass. Whatever. We end up going back into the 2. He flies past me, merges into the right lane, merges back into the left past someone else, merges back into the right past someone, merges back into the left past someone, and ends up at a red light. And he's in the most left lane to go straight, and I go into the left lane to turn left to go to work. And we're right next to each other. And his window's down. Mine's like slightly cracked because I vape, so like to let fucking my vape go out. And I just
So not hotbox your car.
So I hear him saying something. I look over and he's like looking at me. He's like, just like, he's doing like, I don't know how to explain. He's just making hand gestures. None of them are like the middle finger or anything, but he's just making hand gestures.
like
The
he's talking
Italian,
with his
like
hands.
the-
Yes, yeah, he's like talking at me, and I roll down my window, and he's like, "Fuck you, I'm late. why the fuck are you like this? And I went, that's not my problem. And the light turns green. So I just turned left. He turns left in the straight lane.
Oh,
Oh,
so he's following.
Oh,
you.
yes.
Okay.
And immediately, as someone who was a private investigator, that's something that's instantly on my radar.
Yeah.
Also, the dude just yelled at me. And he's immediately behind me. I'm like, well, this is fun because I have to stop to get gas before work because I have the thing pinging on me that says I have 20 miles
Oh, that's
left.
always fun. I love that in the morning. Kids, if you're listening to this, don't stop. Turn this off.
when
But
you get to a quarter tank, fill up your gas.
no, kids, don't. When you're going on your way home from work and you have an eighth of a tank,
And you're tired and the light
you're like-
comes on.
yeah.
Just stop. Do yourself
Just
a favor for your
don't.
future
And you
do
and you,
it.
and you tell yourself, "I'll get gas in the morning." That's the devil talking to
ever
you.
think
That
that
is
you can
Satan
get gas in the
himself
morning,
whispering to your soul.
if you say you're
Don't
going to get gas
do
in the
that.
morning and that morning happens before 10 a.m., you can get gas at night.
So the thing is so before this, I was at the
I will
gym.
ignore that advice
So before-
tomorrow.
So to preface,
It's already picked.
So to preface all this is, before this I was at the gym, and I'm wearing a
You just
cutoff-
shot up on Tren, just all ready to go on testosterone.
No, but I have a full pump going. This was one of my upper body days,
Ah,
so I'm gonna cut
Full
off.
pump as in cock throbbing.
Yes, absolutely. Just
cock
blood-
ring set to third difficulty.
So
I didn't know those things had a setting.
I didn't either. I don't know what he's talking
Just
about.
a zip tie.
It's like one of those ring sizing zip ties.
So I'm driving, and I see him pull, like, just do the whip and, like, come up behind me. I'm like, and he's just right on my ass, I was like, well, I have to stop for gas, so, let's see where this goes. And I decided to go to, like, the last gas station near, like, where I work. I pull in.
So
he
if you
pulls-
get into a fist fight, you're right there next to work.
Yeah, I can just run across the lot. So I pull in, and I pull up to the front pump, and the
Also,
one be-
the fact that he says, I'm running late, and then follows you.
Yeah, so hold on, we're getting there. So I pull up to the front pump, and he pulls up right behind me. And I shut off my car, and I'm, like, going to grab my wallet out of my bag, because I always put it in my bag when I go to the gym, so I don't bring a bunch of shit in. And grab my wallet, and I see out of my side mirror that he's out of his car and walking up towards mine. And I went, okay, well, I just grab my wallet, and I walk out. I, like, pop open my door, I walk out, and I confront him. This man is probably, like, between 30 to 40 years old, a white man, probably about 5'7" to 5'8".
You've just described the most average. You've just
Yes,
described
yeah,
Joe
I just-
average.
Yeah. So I am 6'4",
Yeah.
and I got up out of my car and like I stopped and like looked at him, and I didn't like fully stop. Like I got out of my car and still went to the side to go like pump gas. Like I still went on with my day, and he went, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I went, "Well, I'm getting gas before I go to work." He went, "No, like back there." And I was like, "You mean driving to work? Or like driving to get gas to go to work?" And he's like, "No, stop playing dumb with me. Like, you cut me off." And I was like, are you talking about when you tried to merge into a one lane when you were on the right side of the lane that merges into the one, and
when
you
it's
were
your
going like
job
90?
to merge safely.
And he went, I'm literally like typing in like my pin code, like I'm pumping gas now, and he's sitting there. He's like, "I am late. Like, why would like you're acting like an idiot?" And I'm like, "Clearly, it's not that important." He went, "What?" And I'm like, "If you're late and you took the time out of your fucking life to follow me to my job, and I'm stopping for gas, and we're having this conversation, it's not that important." And he went, "It's my job." I went, "Okay, so is mine." And he's like, "Yeah, and now I'm late." And I was like, "You just said you were late beforehand." And he went, "I have a family." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Oh, God," he's like, "You're just such a fucking dick. I should hit you." And I was like, "Okay, then your family's not going to have a father for much longer." And he literally stopped, and he went, "What'd you just say to me?" I was like, "If you want to hit me, your family is not going to have a father." And he went, "You're a fucking dick." And I went, "Yeah, why are you here?" And he got in his car and left. And I went, and as I looked around, there's everyone at all the other gas pumps are like just staring at me, and I'm just like pumping gas. And I'm like,
Hey, what's up?
Like, what do you want? Like, I'm not gonna like. What? I like when I like left there, I was just like, what in the fuck just happened?
Once again, this is we really need to get those shirts. So we were at a party and someone had the idea that like
I had the idea. It was my
you?
idea,
Was it you?
but
Okay.
it was because we talked about
to Mark, I think was his
Yeah.
name. Yeah. So Jeff had the idea that he needs to get a shirt that says "I don't carry so I can fight," and I need to get a shirt that says "I carry so I don't have to fight." Because if I'm in that situation, I have to be the most polite son of a bitch to that guy ever. Because if he swings on me, I can't be the aggressor. For
Just-
so many legal
there
reasons.
is.
That's your fault.
It's
I
wild.
can fight whoever I want.
I got flipped off on the way to work today by like some fucking high school kid. This was at like 6:30 in the morning. I'm leaving Joliet, and like some
That kid
kids.
was drunk.
Yeah, 100%. And it was like two kids who like we're going down one lane highway, and it's just them doing this to me, and I'm like, I like look at them. I make eye contact with them. I'm like, what the fuck? I woke up 20 minutes ago. Why am I being treated like this?
It was just like the most wild thing. Like just going to work, this dude just pulling up to me, like yelling at me, going to the gas pump, and the dude confronting me. I was like, I've never had someone get this so confident. Like he's just standing there. Just finally when he was like, I'm late, like, oh well, like I have a family, and it's like, okay, don't be a fucking idiot because you're about to not, like, they're about to not have
So-
a father.
so-
Like,
So one time when I still worked security,
Oh my God, I forgot you were security.
when I worked security, I was driving and this guy cut me off, and I'm a bit of a hothead, so he cuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, no.
And so he cuts me off, and
shut up, you wear white socks.
and it was it was close.
It's necessary.
It was close enough that like I honked my horn because it was like I thought it was actually going to be an issue. So I had like did like, just a little like beep, and he goes, and I can see him in the rearview mirror, and he looks at me like what the fuck, idiot? And so I just like straight face, I just flip him off. I'm like, okay, and I moved on with my life, and then so I'm going, and it like the one lane goes into the two lane, and then it goes back
Yep.
into one lane, and he slows down and lets me pass him, and then starts like riding my ass, honking his horn and stuff. So then we get to a
What do you have in your
Hold on.
life that makes you this
Hold on.
fucking?
Here's the,
So
here-
then,
here's
so,
the wild.
so here, then we go and we get to the next, like it splits into two lanes, and there's a stoplight there, and we stop at the stoplight, and we stop next to each other, and I had gone because I'm getting ready to make a right hand turn, so I had gone into that lane, and he pulls up next to me and he rolls down his window, and he's like started screaming, he's like, "Hey buddy, look who you're talking to." And I point, and I have the fucking like security badge, but like I was, like,
Yeah,
it doesn't. The lettering is small enough.
I know
that
exactly
I was
what
like,
you're talking-
I can
because-
pretend
yeah.
to be a cop in this moment. And I was like, buddy, look who you're talking to. And he pointed, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, officer." And then I drove away.
It's so I'm gonna put this out there. So I don't get why there are so many fucking. Like, I get a lot of people drive like fucking idiots. The people with hardcore road rage who are like willing to yell and follow people, fucking check yourself because you're about to like. I am the person like I'm not gonna do that. But also, if you follow me to a place, congrats, you just signed like your death sentence. Like I will beat you into the.
So
Also-
I don't have enough to live for to not go to prison
I-
for beating your ass because you thought you were strong enough.
I don't have like I have really bad road rage, but like I will go and be like in my head, be like, I'll fucking follow that guy. But to me, it's all like I like say these things to myself, and like I'd follow that guy, I'd beat the shit out of that guy, but then I don't. Like that's the part of like I just get angry at like in the moment, and then I move on with my life. Like
If
like-
you're willing to confront someone, be prepared to pay the consequences.
I-
Like,
yeah, like
Hey.
I will never. I
Hey.
well, it's either beat to death or shot to death.
Like,
so I mean, like,
we live in the United States of America, homeboys. 49 states out of 50 have constitutional carry. Everyone's got shall. We're at the point in the country where every single 50 states has shall issue at the least concealed carry permits. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've broken my back to abide by Illinois gun laws. There are people who don't do that. There are people who, if you follow them, will have a gun pointed at you.
I'm one of those road rage people that I will like yell in the car to you. Like
I'll do that too sometimes.
Oh yeah, like I'll flip someone off, but I'm not like making sure they're looking at me.
If I pull up next to someone, like I'll glare at them and wait for them to speak. But I'm one of those people that learned from a ripe young age because of hockey. Don't take the first swing, because in hockey you take the first swing. That's a 10-minute penalty.
Someone who has a law enforcement degree. Wait for it.
But first swing.
You shouldn't carry. you
first swing in hockey is a 10-minute penalty.
I don't for a reason.
After that, it's self-defense, and it's a 5-minute penalty. And that is a life lesson for life. Let them come at you first, and then it's only self-defense.
That is exactly it. Because when I was doing concealed carry, they're like, if a 5 foot, like the guy pointed at me, he's like, how tall are you? I'm like 6'2", and he's like, all right, if a 5'2" woman ever swings on you, unless she has a gun or a knife and is actively stabbing you, do not draw, because some antsy prosecutor is gonna look at that and go, he overstepped.
I'm one of those people, like, you take a swing
Pistol
at me,
whipper, it said.
like, you take a swing at me, I take a swing back. I don't care what gender you are, who you are, what's happening. Don't take a swing at me, and I won't take a swing at you.
Is your guys' step one kick someone in the balls?
No.
I can't be the aggressor in any way whatsoever.
My step one is if you swing at me and you miss, I'm kicking you in the balls, and then I'm uppercutting you through the ceiling.
I actually I gotta lean into the hit.
My step one is I like fucking coming around.
So you're the problem. So I've learned a thing with bar fights.
I like opening myself up.
So with bar fights is usually the aggressor is just an overly drunk, overly confident dumbass, and their go-to thing to swing at you is just a haymaker from the right. So what you want to do is either you just put your hand up and block it, or you duck under it, and if you kick them the balls, oh my god, I would love to see what my uppercut from the floor would look like to someone's chin.
We had this discussion one time when we were drinking, watching fucking Goon for the 1 billionth time. Adam's like, yeah, no, in hockey fights, you grab him by the collar, and I just look at you and I go, I just tapped his elbow, and I'm like, I hit this really hard. I'm like, I make sure their elbow goes the other way.
But now you have a double jointed elbow.
Yeah, which
and
is
imagine
pretty
the
neat.
slaps when you just smack that
Pretty
shit.
neat.
Well, like in hockey fights, there's like a code of conduct that you just.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't-
it's
well,
a
yeah.
sport. It's a sport.
Yeah.
It's not boxing.
Yeah.
Like there is only a certain amount of things allowed. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't just go
If I
decking
get
people in the thighs.
if I get
it,
into a fight in the street,
There's
You're
no
only-
rules in hockey fights, but there is like a man-to-man
Yeah.
code
Yeah.
of conduct.
yeah,
that
like you can't.
perform.
Like you could
no one's
go up
pulling
and
a
just,
gun.
Yeah,
No
you
one's
could
taking
go
their
up
skate
and just,
off and slicing them open.
You could go up and just
Give me
punch
5
them in the
minutes to
thigh.
unlace this.
You can punch them in the thigh till they get a Charlie horse, and then just start punching them. But you're not gonna do that because the thing is, like, it's our faces now.
Yeah.
Like we're going. Like
Yeah,
we're
it's just
we're-
face.
It's fucking concealed carry classes are wild because they're like, look,
Nick and me, if we get into a fight, is us fighting for his gun. Like that's one part.
That's actually a huge thing. Is that like they teach you like
I love for your service.
this is something we learned in college. Is like every single fight you get into is a fight to life and death, because if you do get knocked out, they now have your gun. Which is like
Your
which
gun,
is like,
your taser, your
which is
handcuffs,
like if
your
Jeff and I, if you and I get into a fight, like I have more weight on you, you like you're whatever, like no matter what
He's
our
laying
fight
on
is,
you is what he's saying. Like,
I just have speed
yeah,
and
well,
the ability to walk.
no matter what it is,
but you're both tism ridden.
is if you start hitting, if you hit me, and I go for a draw, my defense is he's gonna kill me with my own gun if I don't defend myself.
I'm gonna kill him with his own gun if he defends himself.
I like in this scenario, if you fight either of us, Jeff will take your gun.
yes. Hence
The
empty
thing is-
holster.
The fun thing about it is like if Nick and I were to fight, It's not like we're swinging on each other's faces. It's Nick reaching for his gun and me also reaching with both hands.
Well, you guys get into a fight, you throw the first punch. If that doesn't knock him out, you take that punch and go right down.
Yeah, my haymaker's not coming straight from the right. My haymaker's coming from the upper. It's gonna hit you in the top of the
Jeff's
head.
over here hammer fisting.
I'm going straight through.
No, you got open palm the ear.
Were you carrying at?
So, you know what?
Oh, yeah. Do you go for the right arm here, or do you go across?
No one goes across these days.
I'm going up, and then I'm reaching both in, and I'm just
So-
feeling waistband.
So the
while
two
headbutting till I die.
the two predominant ways I carry is either appendix or I don't want to say 3 o'clock. It's more like 2:45 because it's not like immediate. It's not.
What a very specific.
That's where
I'm not saying, but like still like 2:45. If you look at a clock, 3 o'clock.
That's
and
a
2:45
2:30, 2:45 is where I'll carry.
Hold on, 2:30 is directly in front of you or directly behind you.
No, I'm talking about the clock hand.
when the fuck is 2:30 ever at your dick?
Yeah. I'm talking about the hour hand. I'm talking about hour hand.
30's at the 6.
Oh, you're okay.
talking about
where
our
do you
hand.
say him saying 2:30 makes you think he's going up the second hand?
So
2:30. One arm is at the fucking 6.
Adam, it's either appendix or 3 o'clock for this purpose. This is 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
When I
you
say
say
2:45, I mean like right here.
Okay. Well, yeah, because like you're like 2:30, and I was like
You look like
Hour hand. There we go.
you look like an ass crack carrier.
I don't understand those people. Those people are wild.
we have story
I
time.
think it's people that wear like tighter clothing.
Maybe. Fuck
Nick
it.
carries his gun in his asshole
It's true.
with an extra bullet in his
So
belly
if
button.
I'm wearing loose clothing like this, I carry.
Do you think you can hold an extra round in your belly button?
Yes, I could. Yes, I could. We can demonstrate this if we want. I'm drunk enough to where I'm not above humiliation, but we could demonstrate this.
No, I don't think you need to demonstrate. I just needed you to tell
But
me
yes,
that
I
you could.
could. Yes.
Could you carry an extra round in your belly button?
Do we
What
need
do
this?
you carry? A 9?
9.
Yeah.
Could you? Do I need to
I
go
don't know
get
the sizes.
Do I need to go get a round?
If
I can.
no,
I can't,
he could not. He
no,
could not.
I can't even
No.
fit my full fingernail in.
Yeah. No.
Okay. But
Maybe if I went real deep, like I do with the Q-tip.
If he shot it into his stomach, maybe.
Do you guys ever clean out your belly button?
Yeah,
With a
whenever I
Q-tip?
shower. Oh, no,
Oh.
I just.
I mean, I've
clean
done
it
that,
when
yes.
I shower.
You like about once a week I'll go in with a Q-tip to get.
Do you
all
not
the
clean it in
crusties
the
there.
shower?
How am I supposed to get in there? I have a tight.
You have a
belly.
hand.
That's true. Yeah, my pinky fits in my belly button. His doesn't.
Yeah, no, mine's tight. That's it. I got deeper to go still. I can feel that there's deeper, but I can't go down further.
So you could carry one.
That's
If it was the size of a Q-tip.
Hey, 9 mil's not like huge.
We'll get. I'll go supply.
We'll
around.
check this
Yeah,
later.
we'll check this. But if I'm wearing loose clothing, it's 3 o'clock. If I'm wearing like a long shirt, it's 3 o'clock. But if I'm wearing
You're wearing a launcher?
long shirt,
I heard.
Oh,
I heard.
if I'm
long
carrying a
shirt.
grenade launcher, I mean, this shit's
if I'm wearing a shorter shirt or like shorts, I'll carry appendix like up here. But like I've grown more comfortable at 3 o'clock. But that is a very comfortable
I have
place.
a weird feeling
I
that
don't-
if I were to carry, I feel like I'd carry on my front hip, and I don't know why.
That's where I'll kind of carry instead of
I
appendix.
think, yeah, because like I feel like this is more natural. So coming
It
at
also
it,
depends
it
on-
reminds me of sliding my hand into my pocket.
It also
like going
depends-
here instead of like back here.
It depends on what I'm carrying. If I'm carrying my Taurus, which is a much smaller pistol,
if he's carrying his AR-15.
I don't own one of those.
Not once.
No. Yeah. So that's where those carrying.
Yeah, that's
options
Jeff's life update, though, by the way. So I think we've definitely reached time.
See,
Yeah.
I fucking told you it'd be a whole
are.
episode.
Yeah, we totally didn't talk about shooting people for about five or 10 minutes.
But I didn't because I
No,
can't.
He doesn't carry.
Yeah, so I can fight.
Yeah.
Imagine me getting to tell those kids that their dad's dead. That's how that works,
They
right?
don't let you do that.
Is that not allowed?
No.
God,
Well,
imagine.
hold on,
though.
it depends. If you
You're
immediately
just walking up. Your
No,
dad
no.
was not strong enough.
No, could you imagine you immediately kill someone, look in his wallet, find his home address, just immediately drive there? I just killed your father.
I don't think I would have made it far. I feel like all the people in the fucking goddamn gas station would have been like, well, that guy's dead. Like,
Dude, the fucking the scenarios they walk you through during fucking the class is like, if you're in
I've just never seen someone so ready to fight someone larger than them. Like, but then also get put in their place so fast. Like, just, God, I should hit you. Like, well, then, like, your family's not gonna have a dad anymore. Like, I mean, what do you want? Like,
one of my favorite parts of the class was the guy going, now, if you ever end up in an active shooter situation, that is both the worst thing because you're in an active shooter, but also the best thing because you don't have to worry about the law at that point. It's just take the guy down. It's like every rule you thought of does not apply anymore.
yeah, I mean, the thing you see an open gun in a public area, I feel like it is just fair game for fucking like. I want to hear about a story. This sounds bad. I want to hear a story about when like an active shooter goes into like a mall or something, but like 18 people are carrying, and
Well,
he just gets fucking.
Remember
lit
the
up
guy
like
in
Swiss
the guy in
cheese.
Indiana last year?
Yeah, the guy that got shot from like 40 yards.
Yeah, the guy who
Yeah.
he
shot across the food court. You
Yeah,
know that
he
dude.
shot across the food court from 40 yards with
and hit
iron
him,
sights.
and he
He had 8 out of 10. I think
yeah,
was the number.
it was
After
like,
running like 20 yards or some shit. It was insane. Granted, he was braced along a pillar, but that's still an insane shot with irons.
for
like-
8 out of 10
Yeah.
in that situation. Like,
Apparently,
that hard.
that kid has been trained like his entire life. He's like, he went shooting with like his grandpa or something. So, honestly,
W.GG.
Damn it, he beat me to it. That's exactly.
here I was saying it with my follow up.
You hate to see it that
Did
bad.
I piss first? We're just gonna ruin our time down here. for the last episode.
Hold,
Is
we
that
only
the
got
thing
one.
you just shoot?
Hold on.
us?
Yeah.
We only got one episode left. Wait till you go home.
Why didn't you just choose that?
I said I kind of have to. I didn't say I have to.